short and one has these limitations, it is permissible for them to take such medicines in order to prevent demences. If they have the time, they could spend time there and wait, then it is preferable not to do so. And of course, these pills must be ones which are not known to harm. I mean, if there's evidence that these pills are harmful to the health and they're going to create, cancer or, a variety of other sicknesses, then of course it's not permissible, because in general, we're not allowed to take anything which we know is harmful to us, unless it is to remove a greater harm. For example, a person may take chemotherapy or radiation treatment. I mean, this is harmful. Bombarding the body with radioactive particles and, these chemicals, these are harmful. They may cause your hair to fall out, and, there's harm which is coming to you. However, you're trying to stop cancer, for example, and it's shown that this treatment does retard or stop the cancer, maybe remove the cancer. So you're trying to remove a greater harm. So to do a smaller harm to remove a greater harm, this is permissible in Islam. Similarly, when you take an injection, sticking a needle into your arm, this is painful. This is harm. However, what is being inserted into your body, these antibodies or whatever, which will stop you from getting certain sicknesses or help to cure you from a given sickness, this is a greater benefit. By not taking that needle, there's a greater harm there. So in order to prevent that greater harm, it is permissible in Islam for you to take a lesser harm. So, taking that into account, Sister Hamida, it is permissible for you to take these pills to prevent menses during Hajj. Our next question is from Dubai, from Sister Farhat Aziz. Dear Dr. Bilal, Assalamu alaikum. It's a common practice in some of the countries to prepare special dishes and recite Surah Al-Fatiha, keeping the dishes in front. This ceremony is known as Fatiha. Is it a right method and a right practice? Please reply. Yours sincerely, Farhat. I can understand from this that people are preparing meals, dishes, plates of food, and then reciting the Fatiha over it, like as if they're praying over it, reciting Quran over it. Believing, obviously, that this blesses the food, makes it now good food to eat. And this is a ceremony which is done on a regular basis. Either, from what I understand, this is done sometimes after people die, people gather and they do this, or on other occasions before. But the idea here being to bless the food and to increase its blessings for those who are partaking of it. Now, this practice is found in other pagan religions, where the priest, or the guru or the whatever, will recite certain prayers over foods, and this makes it special now, consecrated food or holy food or whatever. In Islam, we do not have this at all. To do this practice is in fact considered sinful. Why? Because it is innovation in the religion. It is innovation in Islam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, told us very clearly, "Man ahdatha fi amrina ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." Whoever brings something new in this religion of ours, which is not a part of it, which is not from the teachings that the Prophet brought, it is not acceptable to Allah. It is not acceptable to Allah. No matter how our intentions may be. Of course, some people say, as Prophet Muhammad said, deeds are judged by their intentions. Innamal a'mal bin niyat. So if we have good intention, then what we're doing here, no. Deeds are judged by their intentions with regards to halal deeds. Acts of righteousness, these acts will be recorded and rewarded with regards to our intentions. If we intended good by it, we're doing things for the pleasure of God, then we are rewarded accordingly. But if we're doing these righteous deeds for show, to be famous, to be liked by others, to be praised by others, then that is how the reward will come. We will not get the reward of a righteous deed done for the sake of God for ourselves, but we will have the reward in this life, in the sense that people may praise us, etc., but there will be nothing for us in the next life. Such an intention will destroy the value of that good deed. But this is only in regards to good deeds. We cannot take this and put it on top of evil. We're not saying, I'm taking this evil or I'm doing this evil with a good intention. This is not acceptable. We know this because to follow this way would be to say that the ends justifies the means. You may use evil means to produce good ends. But no, in Islam, the means will determine the ends. If you use evil, forbidden means, cursed means, then your end will not be for you good. I mean, people may benefit from it, no doubt. If a person builds a school to be known, to be praised, that person may receive the praise. It's evil intent. However, the school may benefit people. God can take from our acts benefit for other people. However, we will not get that reward. We will not get the reward for the act. And we know this because on one occasion, a man came to Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing upon him, in an authentic tradition in which he asked him about a woman in Mecca who was prostituting herself and taking the monies that she got from prostitution and giving it in charity. So he asked, what about this person? Prophet Muhammad said that it would be better that she did not prostitute herself and not give anything. It would be better. In other words, what she was doing is not acceptable to God. It would be better she didn't give anything at all. For her, it would be better if she gave nothing in charity and she didn't prostitute herself. So, from this we understand that it's not permissible, simply because we may have a good intention. It doesn't we cannot use that to justify each and every act. So an act like this Fatiha ceremony, which was not instituted by Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him and his companions, such an act is not acceptable to God. It is displeasing to God. It is sinful, in spite of our good intentions. It is a sinful act. Because any religious act which will bring us closer to God, Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, instructed us to do it. He didn't leave any without that instruction. As Allah said in the Quran, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I have completed for you your religion. Prophet Muhammad said to us, Ma taraktu shay'an yuqarribukum ila Allahi illa wa amartukum bih. I have not left anything which would bring you closer to Allah except that I commanded you to do it. So, Sister Farhat, my advice to you is not to be involved in such ceremonies, but to encourage others not to do this, because this is considered bid'ah, innovation in the religion, which is displeasing to God, not acceptable, and will only bring on ourselves the curse of God, as opposed to blessings from God. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in another of the series, In the Light of Islam. And we hope to hear from you in your letters sent to me, dear Dr. Bilal Phillips, In the Light of Islam, Sharjah TV, P.O. Box 111. Thank you, dear viewers. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi